Okay, we're gonna be opening. We're gonna be opening. Thank you. Thank you everybody joining today this show. Thank you, Dr. Ashad, Faryan, Allison, and we'll be waiting that more people join. This topic that we're gonna talk today is part of the what I do every Monday morning. Today is Monday morning here in Houston, 8 a.m. in the morning. Wherever in the place that you are, can be evening, can be afternoon, can be night. So welcome everybody. This show I am airing it in Facebook Live in HOD Radio Network. Thank you the people that are connected in HOD Radio Network and here in LinkedIn. This is a Zoom event. And we keep the recording after we do the program. So for those that doesn't know me, my name is Jose Pereira. I am a former oil and gas executive and a former hostage, international hostage during 5 years. And I became a leadership and resilience coach and a speaker. And I do this podcast that is called Building Resilience, where we talk about leadership and resilience. There are two topics that are very interconnected. We try to create this space where I share, based on that, I publish every week my newsletter called Building Resilience. I publish every Wednesday, Thursday, and I give the opportunity to people to read it, to read the topic that I'm going to be talking, and this is the same topic we're going to talk today. So every week, what we do is in our talk show, we go through the newsletter that we published the last week. And we give the opportunities, because we open the mics, and we give the opportunities to the people to come and interact. So this is the dynamic of the show. I'm going to mention that from next week, I'm going to be recording this podcast in a different location. It's going to be with much more facilities, and I'm going to begin to merge the podcast to a podcast with a guest, interviewing every week a guest. Today is a talk show that I give opportunity to the people to intervene, but we're going to merge this to have weekly guests where we're going to be having a raw conversation, a bold conversation of the topic, and we will give also the opportunity to the people to interact. So this is the way we're going to merge. So stay tuned to the people that hear this podcast. That's going to be the new dynamic that we're going to apply. I'm going to say here that after I leave the recording in Facebook and in my YouTube channel, there every week are a lot of people are seeing this program in the recording. In Facebook, every week, I see around 1,000 views in the people in the Facebook HOD Radio Network channel. And in my YouTube channel, sometimes can go to 2,000, 3,000 people that are seeing the show. By the way, my YouTube channel, it went crazy because I have been consistently posting things in my YouTube channel. I have been trying to be very honest, publishing things that are close to my heart, talking about leadership, resilience, and but at some point, I don't know what happened. I began that I hit the algorithm, and yesterday, my YouTube channel had I found that had 15,000 followers. 15,000. It grew up like 13,000 followers in less than 1 month. And the video introduction of my YouTube channel, that is a video of the trailer of my book, is heading to the 40,000 views. So really the channel has been growing, and I'm very pleased because that means that the people are liking the content that I posted. So let's begin here in the program. Today's topic that I decided to name it is that lean on strengths. Why leaders must build support system. And every week that I come to what topic I'm gonna talk, I was thinking about, and I read an article. I believe was in Forbes or in Harvard. I don't remember, but it was talking about how the leaders needed to have support system. And I began to read the article, and it really resonated to me because that is really true. The people, I always say that the things in life you don't have to navigate it alone. Because unfortunately, there are people to try to do the things alone. And that is very common. The leaders think that they can do everything. They can do things alone. And that will make the difference if a leader has a support system and if a leader does things alone. Because sometimes, unfortunately, when you're a leader and you do things alone, that drives you to burnout. At the end, you're burnout. You're a solo player. You're taking decisions by your own. You have all the stress of the situation alone, and at some point you're gonna burn out. So that's why I decided to talk on this topic. And this topic for me is important because burnout is real. Burnout is real. People sometimes have some vision, some dreams to begin to run a business, and they begin to run it, but they don't ask for support, so they try to do everything, and at some point the people get depressed because maybe the results are not what they were expecting, and it's very unfortunate. The people that had a dream finally get a burnout and they quit. Sometimes people begin to quit. Let me meet some people that are coming. So the people when they come and they feel the burnout, it's really sad. It's really sad that somebody that had a dream, you cannot achieve your dream because you didn't seek for help. So let's talk about this topic. It's a recurring pattern that when you don't ask for help or support, you don't build trust. So in the contrary, when you are a leader and you have a circle of support, having the circle of support, that means that you trust the people, but the people also trust you. So because you are interacting with them, and that will create a culture of trustness. The people are going to be more empathic because the people will see that really the environment of the company is allowing them to exchange their opinion, because now you're asking why is your opinion, what you think about this. You're asking for feedback. A leader, when he's in a leadership position, I always say this: you need to have mentorship, because remember, nobody has all the answers, and sometimes you can be having challenges in your life or in your business. But if you have a mentor, somebody that gives you guidance, help you navigate the challenges, you're gonna make the things better. So that's why a leader needs to have a mentorship. Leader has to invest in themselves, in their training, in their preparation. That's why having mentorship, having coaching. For example, I'm a leadership coach. I coach leaders. People that come to me and say, "Hey, Jose, I need help." And I talk with them because I do a program that is called the Unbreakable Leadership Coaching Program, where I basically study what are the issues that the leader have, and sometimes can be, the way they approach their teams, the way that they communicate with their teams. I give them some tools. I try to help them how they can be more empathic with the people. And we have several steps that we follow, and we do it in a one-on-one basis. And typically, it's very common that you see that people try to do things alone. And when they understand that they need help, they need system of support, is where the situation changes for them. Because when you create that circle of support, that makes you more resilient, makes you more effective, and makes you more fulfilled. Because you will feel that you're working in a better environment. Because picture this, imagine you going every day to your business, to your company. It can be your own, or you're the CEO of the company, and you don't have a good environment with your employee. This is the place where you stay almost all the time. So you really need to have that circle of support that you feel comfortable where you are. So let's talk a little bit about what I say, the 5 topics that are related to help a leader be more resilient and be more trustful and more supportive. There are 5 topics that are related to this behavior. The first thing, I call it the myth of the lone leader. You know, has been people, there is a tradition, and sometimes the people think that if you're a leader, that you have a superpower, you're like a Superman, that you know everything. Let me, sorry, I have something in the chat. Let me see what the people are saying. Okay, I have Paris saying hello. Thank you, Paris. Dr. Rachel saying hello. Okay, before we continue, we have in the stage, we have here Dr. Rachel, we have Fajal, Parshid, we have Umber, we have Allison, and I have somebody more that is coming. Let me admit it. We also have in HOD Radio Network several people connected. So we were talking about the myth of the lone leader. This is very common. Leaders that think that they know everything. So they are the lone leader. That's not true. You cannot do everything by your own. You don't know all the answers. You need the support of others. So that drives you to burn out because you want to do everything. So that is a myth. That is not true. In the past, somebody believed that it was true. Today, it's very well known that is a myth. The lone leader always turns to be a burnout leader. As I was saying, another thing that is important is the power of the support networks. When you have a strong network in your sector, and you have strong relation with your peers, with your colleagues, and with your employees, and when you ask for mentorship, that will make you be a strong leader. Because if you are part of a sector, you need to have network with that sector. For example, if you're in the manufacturer of shoes, you need to connect with the manufacturer of shoes. If there is a chamber of manufacturers of shoes, you have to go to that chamber, and you have to have relation with them. It's very common that leaders that are in an area, they don't interact with their peers and don't do networking. And not necessarily has to be the same of your sector. It can be with other areas. Today, the good thing is that there are a lot of networking groups that you can attend. For example, I live here in Houston. Here in Houston, there are several of them. There is one called BNI, very common worldwide. Here in Houston, there are a lot of BNI chapters. Here in Houston, there is one called H7. It's a group of typically people from Houston. I attend a group that is called the Champions Breakfast Networking Group. I am part of a group here in Houston that we meet every Friday in a golf course here called the Champions. And this is a group that has more than 50 years meeting here in Houston. I became a member of that club 2 years ago, and it's a wonderful group. Wonderful because there are a lot of people that some of them are business owners, some of them are former CEOs of company because there are a lot of retired people there. There are people that they have their heart very well centered because some of them have foundations, some of them support foundations. So it's a very nice club, and every week we bring a speaker to the group. We bring a speaker to the group, and it's very really very entertaining. There is another group that I became member recently. It's called the Conscious Capitalism. It's a group of entrepreneurs and business owners and CEOs here in Houston because it's the Houston chapter. People that believe that the term capitalism has been satanized can be good if you do it for good. If you do it to serve the community, if you're a purpose-driven leader that you take care of your employees, things that I always are talking. So that makes you be a conscious capitalist leader. So I'm today part of that group. There are many groups. There is another one called the Elite CEO that is here in Houston. So what I want to say is that you need to belong to circle of network. So I'm gonna ask you here, what network do you attend? Do you attend to any network or you don't attend to any network? This is the only way that you can grow as a person and as a business owner, or if you're in an employee position, also as an employee, because that will enhance your vision when you interact with other people. And believe me, today in today's world, that everything is by Zoom, it's very more online than in presence. That having person-to-person communication is a total game changer. For example, this group that I attend physically here in Houston is a wonderful group, but we meet in person. We exchange in person. I have a group in my church called the Golden Heart. People over 60 years. I'm 62. So by the way, today we have a meeting. After I finish this meeting, I'm gonna drive 1 hour to one of the house of one of my brothers in Christ, and we're gonna meet. We're gonna have a lunch. It's gonna be fun. So this is something that is important. Have a circle of support. Taking care of the emotional and the mental well-being. I always talk about this. A leader needs to take care of his physical and his mental health. Because if you don't take care of yourself, that will conduct you to stress and burn out and fatigue. Believe me, if you don't take care, if you are always working, 20 hours working, it doesn't take care of have some distraction, do networking, try to interact with your family, have time of entertainment. You don't do a balance between your personal life and your business, that also will try to burn out. So take care of your emotional and your mental well-being. This is the third one. The fourth one is you need to build a culture of connections. As I said, network drive you to connections. When you network, you create a circle of connection. And that circle of connection will enhance your capacity, and you will never know which of that person that you're connecting can be your partner, or can help you in any line of your business. So build the culture of the connection. That will empower you, you and your organization, because when you do that, for example, if you're in a sales sector, making that circular connection makes you expand your growth. I remember a few days ago, I went to a meeting. I went to a meeting with a friend. He's from Colombia. He has not too much time that he came from Colombia to here to the U.S. And he's in the sector that he fabrics windows, aluminum windows, and he came here to begin the business that he had in Colombia to begin here in Houston. And he was telling that he he was beginning, he was having struggles to come to work here because it's a different market, a challenging market here in the U.S. and he didn't know nobody. And he told me that what he did is that he began to go to LinkedIn and he began to go and ask directly to the CEOs of the decision maker company that he wanted to target. He went directly and began to say, hey, I want to talk with you. Give me 5 minutes. Some of them never answered. Some of them answered. And he had the opportunity to give them what is called his elevator pitch. And today, these guys became their clients. So he began his business here. Connection, making the connection. So do the connection. You never know where that is going to head to you. And the fifth thing that I'm going to say here to any leader, anybody that wants to lead, you need to have faith and you have to cultivate your inner strength. Nothing can be done with the power of God. Any business you begin has to be with the grace of God. You have to walk with the grace of God. If you do a business and you don't have God in your heart, maybe you can be successful, but believe me, that success will not last forever. But when you are connected with God and you do everything with the grace of God, that will drive you to the abundance and you are going to be successful. So that is the difference. You have to walk with faith and with your inner strength. This is something that sometimes, unfortunately, the people doesn't talk too much about this, but that's the truth. The people that are successful they are really successful because you can be rich. You can be rich. That doesn't mean that you're successful. How many people you don't see, powerful people that are rich, that are alone, have their family devastated, their sons are in drugs, having several divorced, I have a disaster life. Well, that makes the difference. That really makes the difference when you walk with the grace of God. So I want to make a recap here. So the first is the myth of the lone leader. The second is the power of network. The third is cultivate the emotional intelligence and the well-being. Take care of yourself. The fourth is build the culture of the connection, having the connection. And the fifth, having faith and walking with the faith of God. Help you cultivate your inner strength. Take time to your, whatever is your religion, profess, have time to worship. Whatever is your religion. In my case, I'm a Christian guy. I dedicate time to serve to my church. I am in 2 or 3 ministries in my church. I dedicate time to my church. I try to have time to serve because this is the way you can go give back. So when you do these 5 things, you are going to be more connected and you're going to be more fulfilled. So how we can do this? How we can improve? How we can cultivate this? Because sometimes it looks like an abstract word, but let's try to put it in practice. So when we're talking about the cultivate the inner circle, again, try to interact with your colleagues, have a personal connection with your employees, and ask for mentorship. I will not stress more this recommendation. Ask for mentorship. What will do the mentor in your life? That if you're going to have a situation that will take a long time, the mentor will give you the quantum leap that you will put any situation, because that's why the mentors are. Mentor are people that went through the experience, already had the experience, went through the situation, and can give you the best advice to make you be a better person and a better leader. So it's important, the mentorship. Again, I'm a leadership and resilience coach. I went to a hostage situation. I'm not saying that you have to go to a hostage situation, but you can be having situation in your life that you feel like a hostage. That sometimes you're stuck in your life and you don't know how to handle things. Well, people like me can help you navigate that situations. So that's why it's important, the mentorship, and that will create you the sense of strength. You're gonna be more resilient. You're gonna have more confidence. The people will have more trust in you. The second thing is you need to begin to practice the delegation with trust. The worst thing that a leader can do is micromanage. It's very typical that people tend to micromanage. My friends, never micromanage. This is the worst thing you can do. The micromanagement destroys empathy, destroys trust, destroys confidence, destroys everything. It creates a very bad environment in your business. So micromanagement is the worst thing you can do. In the contrary, when you delegate with confidence, with trust, the people will feel more empathic, more empowered, will have more confidence in you because you're giving them confidence, and that will avoid burnout because now you have people that are gonna be doing things, and you're gonna be exchanging responsibilities. You still are the leader. The final word always will be in your hand, but now there are people doing things and you're trusting them. The third thing that you have to cultivate is embrace your vulnerability. And this is very important because in the past, the people saw the vulnerability like a weakness. And the vulnerability really is a strength. Is a strength. When you are vulnerable, when you say to the employees, "Oh, sorry, I need help. I don't know how to do this. Can anybody help me to solve this situation? Let's get together. Let's try to do a common decision how we're going to do this." So when you become vulnerable, and not only that, when you share your story, where you come from, how you were there, imagine this, picture this. Do your employee know that you come from the poverty, and then you made your life up, and now you are a successful guy? That will empower you because they will see you like a model. So when you have that vulnerability, that makes you, it becomes a superpower. Try to join groups, networking groups, and for example, there are mastermind groups. As I said, there are these networking groups. I mentioned several here: BMI, H7, Conscious Capitalism, the Champion Networking that I have. And there are much more. I'm speaker. I belong to several speaker community. I have a friend in Dallas. She has a group called the Bree Talks. I'm part of the Bree Talks. There is a speaker prayer house. There's a friend here in Houston. I'm part of speaker prayer house. I'm part of a group that is the C-Suite of Christ. A wonderful guy called Paul Nuremberg. He's all over the U.S. It's a great group. I'm speaker in that group too. There are groups, and the speaker playhouse, and there are much more. I have a friend called Tara Lafont that she has also a speaker group. So again, no matter what, in which area you are, you need to make connection. You have to do networking. And the fifth thing that you have to do is, as I said, you have to strengthen your spirituality and that emotional resilience. How? Connecting with your spirituality. If you profess the Christianity like me, you have to go to the church. Attend your church service. Not only attend, serve. Be part of it. Don't be passive. Be active. My pastor, I'm going to say it here. We every 2 months we do a night retreat of men's, only men's, that we go to a like 1.5 hours from here, from Houston. There is a place called Huntsville. It's a wood forest, and we go there in the night, and we worship God there in the night, and we have that men talk during the night, and it's wonderful. Wonderful. It creates a magical moment and the connection with God, and you get, when you came back, you come really empowered, really empowered. So that makes you be a better person, because now you have you're a person of faith. You are a person of belief. You are more humble with the people. Yeah, because one of the worst things that a person can have, and this is for any situation in life, the ego. The ego is something that really it makes a leader be really bad. An egocentric leader, those that say this is me, that's what that I'm the good guy, I'm the great guy, I me. And remember, any line of business that you are is not about me, it's about you. So how I can serve you. So that's very important. Let me give access to somebody that is coming. Okay, somebody was trying to come in. So we're coming to the moment that we're gonna open the mics. So I'm gonna finalize saying here that I'm gonna recap the 5 elements. The first thing is identify your inner circle, have mentorship, have networking. I'm gonna give you the mic, Dr. Sharon. Practice delegation with trust. Have trust. Don't micromanage. Express your vulnerability. Be vulnerable. Be honest. Be raw with the people. Have group of support. Have networking groups. Be connected. And cultivate your spirituality. Go to your church. Whatever is your religion, attend your worship. Whatever your religious is, go and worship. And connect. Not only attend, connect. Be part of it. Be active. Be active of that. So said this, I'm gonna mention that there are several persons that we can mention that have cultivated this type of style of leadership. And I'm gonna say here the former CEO of Starbucks. He was a guy that he was always cultivating that type of style, having that connection with the people, networking, taking care of their employees. So when he decided to pass the CEO function to other person, some years after the Starbucks began to have challenges. And when they begin to have challenges, he came back to the business. He decided to come back to the business and take care. So this is a way that he tried to teach the generation that were coming that they needed to cultivate this type of a style. Give me a chance here that I have somebody saying here. I have a comment here. Okay, this is in Facebook, somebody saying that that has been very important, this information. And yes, thank you the people that are hearing me in Facebook, because we have people also in Facebook Live hearing this. As I said, Howard Schultz, that was the name of the guy of Starbucks. So he created that culture, but at some point he had to come back. He had to come back to maintain the culture that today Starbucks had that culture. When you go to any Starbucks, you see that the people are friendly, they have a good relation. So that is basically the part of the culture that he created. If you want to know more about this topic, I recommend to read an author called Simon Sinek. Simon Sinek has been talking about this, about the importance of cultivating relationship, sharing responsibility, building trust that makes a stronger organization. So you can go back to his book is called The Courage of Leadership. So if you go back to this book, and he has other books, but this is one that you can read, you can know more about this topic. So as a conclusion, to open the mics, okay? Resilience in leadership isn't about to going alone. It's about recognizing that you need to seek guidance, you need to support, and you need collaborations. No matter how skilled or experienced you are, you always will need support. You always will need help. The myth of the lone leader, that's not true. So you need to have mentorship. You have to have faith in your team. You have to have trust in your team. And you have to be open to have support. That will unlock you. Not only you be a better leader, it will unlock you your personal fulfillment. Today, I have my leadership program, and my webpage, if anybody wants to go there, is called joseconnect.com. Why Jose Connect? Because I'm a connector. I became a connector. And joseconnect.com, there you can find that basically my motto, my vision is that you have to regain a balance between your business success and your personal fulfillment, because this is a way that you can become a great leader. So said this, I'm going to open the mics. Dr. Achat, I'm going to give you the opportunity to talk. The mics are yours.
And that is where everybody actually helps out in contributing towards your own strength. So that support system that you're talking about, Jose, is all a question of checks and balances to ensure that decisions are well informed and the leader has not become disconnected from the team's needs or the broader vision, as we call it. So today, leaders, of course, are expected to be strong and decisive and capable of facing challenges head on. However, don't think that if you're becoming a leader, you can do it alone. Nobody can. So you've got to, this is a very interesting topic that Jose has picked up on. You've got to have a very robust support system, and you've got to rely upon that support system. Their advisors or whatever, their team members, and obviously they come from and have diverse perspectives and expertise. So use them, otherwise you're going to come under stress, and stress, as I said in my event the other day, stress kills. So if you rely on others, you actually you stay grounded. So you've got to foster collaboration and ensure that you're not being isolated from decision making yourself. You listen to others and then collectively decide as to what would be the best decision. Thank you very much, Jose, for having me on, as always. And I hope I've contributed towards that subject. Thank you so much.
Of course, your contribution always is really, really vital. We have here coming Lady Drew. We have Tracy.
Good morning, everybody. I'm out with my dogs.
Great. If you can show your dogs to see them. Oh, okay, great.
Who wants to get a shot of themselves when they're going to the bathroom? My apologies. I didn't know she was doing that. I love you all. Blessed be. Get back to the show. Love you, Jose.
Welcome. You always are very welcome. Yeah, well, Dr. Achat, as I was saying, you said something really important. If you do things alone, that will always drive you to the burnout. Always. So the recommendation here to anybody that's hearing this hearing HOD radio network, or is hearing the recording, is that if you are thinking to have a business, or you are having a business today, even if your own or you're part of company that you're the CEO or any position that you have, you need a circle of support. If you have employees, you have to engage your employees. If you have management team, you have to engage management team, because it's so common in some leaders that they see themselves like they're a Superman, and that's not true. Nobody has all the answers. So it's so important that you always have that circular support. And I can stress more having networking, connections, and mentorship. Those three things are very important. Lady Drew, you want to talk?
Sorry, there's some difficulty managing the dogs going to the restroom, and I left out, and I did not mean to. Your lovely wife and your children, your two little doggies, I want to say good morning and bless y'all too. Thank you.
Thank you for always thinking in my two pugs. I was walking them this morning too. So, anybody else want to say something?
Everybody, they are not like family. They are family. We're all human. We're all animals of different species. The thing is, we adopt these children just like we were human children. We all have different needs. I love you. Ciao.
Anybody else wants to contribute with some opinion about the topic? Pariski, I see that you have been chatting. Can you say something if you want to mention something? People are shy, don't want to talk. Okay. Well, I'm going to continue saying that part of the importance of this topic is that uh, many people that are in leadership positions, sometimes they forget that the importance of the human connection. I see Faryal raising the hand. Faryal, the mics are yours.
Hi, how are all of you? Good to hear everybody. Dr. Arshad, yourself, Mr. Jose. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Okay, so I personally feel myself having been in certain leadership roles and positions. I feel the one thing that'll help us, that could help us, is accepting one's vulnerability. Vulnerability can be a strength. It's okay. We're all vulnerable. And the expectations we have of our own selves that we are Samson, we are invincible, I think that is key. That this is the perception or this is the belief system that probably um, needs to go away. And, and we perhaps allowing ourselves to be as vulnerable as people in our team who are reporting to us, despite the fact that we may be in a leadership position, um, if we are as vulnerable as them and if we were to accept that, I think that would be great. And that could lead to, and that would in fact lead to team building. When the rest of the team understands that we are just like them, or the leader is just like its team members, as vulnerable, as human, with similar needs, not invincible. I think that kind of team building and that kind of having each other's back would be like, I guess, second family. That's all I wanted to say. Thank you.
That is so true what you're saying. And I'm going to say something here to the people that are hearing me, because maybe some of them know me, but maybe people don't know me. Maybe people that are going to be hearing this in the recording can say, who is this guy? Well, I was a guy that I did my career in oil and gas, and I did a wonderful career because really I had the opportunity, because I believed in the people. I believe in the people. So I cultivated long-lasting friendship. I always say that today I still are friends of people that worked with me 30 years ago. We still are friends. But I really understood the importance of that human connection when I had my hostage situation. When I became a hostage during my 5 years of hostage, I was put with a political, I was taken hostage in Venezuela. Okay, I'm Venezuelan born and dual citizen. When I got hostage in Venezuela, I was with all the political prisoners of Venezuela. Very unfortunately, But the thing is that those guys are not normal prisoners, are political prisoners, are people that they are high ranked. With me, I had generals, I had journalists, I had religious leaders, human rights leaders. So people that were against the regime were in there with me. And we created a strong bond because first, all of us were going to the same situation. All of them were there for a reason that the government took us. We were there. I had opportunity to know their families. These are normal people, people that maybe you can see in the TV and you see like they're inadmissible. And then now they are with you, and then you know their family because during the weekend they have family visits. I had the opportunity to know the family, most of them, and today still we talk. I created some friendship there, but the connection was because we decided to support each other as human beings. So if you replicate that to your life, because that is an extreme situation, I would never recommend nobody had to go to that. But if you replicate that to your normal life, and now, as you said, Faryal, that you are with the people that they become even family. Sometimes you spend more time with your colleagues, with your employees than with your family. Because maybe you stay 10 hours, 12 hours in your business, and you are interacting with them, meeting, whatever. So why don't you do this more comfortable? Why don't you do it more enjoyable? Why don't you do it more fulfilled? That you can have good relation with them and not isolate yourself and be alone. Because part of what we're talking today is exactly that. When you are a leader and you isolate yourself and do things alone, first, you're not going to have feedback if ever is going wrong. You're going to be navigating in the darkness. And second, at the end, you're going to have burnouts. But that connection comes when you connect with the people, being human beings. So I don't know if somebody else wants to say something. We have here coming, we have Lady Drew, we have Allison, we have Faryal, Pariski, we have Tracy. Thank you, Tracy, for being here. We have Umbersit. We here in HOD, we have a Johnson, we have LA Vigars, we have Oman, we have Mercy, we have Fall, we have Drive-In, we have Danny, we have Kim, we have another Danny, and Farouk. Farouk, thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. So if anybody wants to say something else, we have 10 minutes to conclude. So I would like to hear from somebody else, anything they want to share.
This was a
Okay, go ahead.
okay. So I just wanted to say that we often hear this parable or this phrase that we used to use, that no man is an island. There is nobody that can actually stand alone. So when you mention this topic today, I think about the fact that in spite of all the great leaders that we have had, everybody has their own, favorite, or has somebody that they look up to. If you ever get a chance to speak to these persons, they will tell you that they have a network, a strong support. As much as they help to strengthen us and strengthen millions of people, they have strong, very strong support. For example, some persons may say, okay, they have small circles of friends, or maybe it could be family, but wherever they find their strength from, they always have a strong support. Now, for me, I can share that my strong support is my faith in God. All right. And so my faith in God helps me also in my relationships with other people, because a lot of people sometimes say, okay, I will only look to God, but you look to God and God gives you wisdom, And God gives you wisdom to choose the people in your life who are supposed to be that strong support system. So some persons at times may struggle with, okay, they don't know how to form a strong support system. For me, I can tell you what works for me is that I put my faith in God and then I ask Him for the wisdom to choose that support system for me. So that's what I wanted to share.
Very nice share, Alison. Thank you for raising that topic because very spot on. Spot on. I want to mention here this weekend during my church service, my pastor was talking exactly about that, and he said something that please hear this very clear. If you really want to grow and be successful, you have to have that correct circle of support. That correct. What means that correct? The people that resonate with you and the people that will help you to grow. The pastor was mentioned that somebody came to his office and said, "Hey, pastor, when I decided to give my heart to God and embrace that Christianity, I lost all my friends." And the pastor said, "They were not your friends, so God made them go away. So you didn't need to be with these people. You need to have a new circle of support, people that have your own beliefs." So, so what I'm saying here is that if for example, you want to grow in your area, in your business, and even as a personal growth, if you want to have a personal growth, you cannot be surrounded with people that don't help you to grow. So always try to connect the people that make you grow. That's why I don't stress more when I always talk about looking for mentorship. Having a mentor is so key. Somebody that can guide you, give you that, his best advice and will help you navigate any situation. So having mentorship and having people that are connected with you, connected with your values, with the things that you believe, is so important. So Alison, thank you very much for saying that because that is so true. You need to have people that can help you to grow. As I mentioned, today I'm part of a group in my church called Golden Heart. We're going to have a meeting. When I finish this, I'm going to drive to a meeting there. I'm going to have in the house of one of our members. It's going to be a gathering. Everybody's going to have some food. We're going to have a lunch together. We're going to pray. We're going to worship God, and we're going to be together as a family, because these people, they become part of your family. And believe me, sometimes the support of them is so strong that you feel them like brothers, like they're your brothers. So it's important when you cultivate this circle of support. And this is the same in your business or in your life. Because if you're in a business line, you need to have also that circle of support. Lady Drew, I see per chief, you want to talk? Okay, go ahead. Mics are yours.
Yeah, excellent, Mr. Jose. I'm impressed with your talk. My question is, you said about be open to vulnerability. Now, in my experience, being vulnerable means exposing yourself to be what to say, exploited or portraying signals of being submissive. Is it a myth, or in what context are you saying that leaders should be vulnerable?
Well, that is so true. I'm not saying that you be open to everybody, that exposed to everybody. What I mentioned to be vulnerable is that be honest. For example, with your employee, be honest with them. Don't hide things. And sometimes when you come from a space, for example, you are a business owner today, and you come from a family that was very poor, that you had to make your way up. That story that you have will help others to understand why you are there. So when they see you, they will see you like a model. So that's the type of vulnerability I'm talking here. Be honest, be transparent, be trustful with your employee. I'm not saying that you have to be open that the people will hurt you. That's not that vulnerability I mentioned. I mean, I'm thinking more than be open with your people, be trustful, because one of the worst things that can happen when you're a leader is hide things. It hides things because the employee will know when you're hiding things to them. And you when you're open and you don't hide things, they will see you like a model. Believe me, they will see you like a model.
I get you. I understood.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you
I
so
want
much.
to clarify that. I don't want to say have misunderstanding on this. So we're gonna come to the conclusion because we have only 5 minutes left. I'm gonna conclude here saying that when you are in a leadership position, no matter what leadership position is it can be in your life, it can be in your business, it can be in your community, it can be in your family. It can be in your family. Having the connection first with the people that surround you, connecting with them, having that vulnerability to be honest with them, cultivating your mental and your physical well-being, very important. Cultivating that, having mentorship, looking for guidance, looking for guidance, having having connection, and cultivating your inner strengths and your spirituality, walking with the grace of God. No matter what religion you profess, walk with the grace of the entity that you profess. But you need to connect with that spirituality. I'm a Christian guy, and I always try to walk in the grace of God. Because when you find your purpose, and no, you're more clear in why you are here in the earth, because this is so important. You need to know your purpose. The worst thing that can happen is you don't know what is your purpose. How many people are not in a line of business that they don't know if that is their purpose? And also that drives to burnout because you're doing something that you don't like. So when you find your purpose and what you're doing really fulfills you, you need to walk with the grace of God because that's what's going to make you really successful. Because again, you can be a rich person and you are disconnected and you think that everything is because you. I can tell you, my friends, that richness is not going to last forever. But if you know that whatever you have comes from the grace of Him, because you planted the seed, but who multiplied is Him, who gives you that abundance is Him. Everything comes from Him, and you walk with the grace, and you're blessed, and you try to give. That's what's gonna make you a successful person. This is something that is so key, and I'm gonna finish with this word. So said this, we're coming to the end. Thank you everybody that attended today's meeting. Anybody want to say something else? Okay, if not, we're gonna. I hear somebody with a mic. I don't know. Okay.
Oh, Jose, I just wanted to quickly say, absolutely right. I've owned several businesses, had to sell them once I became disabled because it was that bad at the time when I got started. But no matter what you're doing in life, always treat everyone as an equal in business as well as in your personal life. And it doesn't matter what pay grade you are an equal as long as you do your best, because if you weren't being paid to be there to help that world be more world of employment and your personal life be better, you wouldn't be there. So you are an equal. Shine, be honest, be forthright, and help. Thank you. Blessed be.
Okay. Parisi, you want to say something else before we conclude?
Yes, yes. I just wanted to thank you for this session and clarifying the ambiguity I had about being vulnerable. So it was good. Otherwise, it was construed as being, open to exploitation. What I perceived was different from what you meant. So thank you for the clarification. Thank you for the clarification.
For me, that the conclusion is that, and Lady Drew said it, that the human touch is so important. Have vulnerability, to be honest with your employees, connect with the people, have mentorship, have people that help you. That will and walk with the grace of God. That will may you be successful. With this, I'm going to conclude now because we're coming to the end. Thank you, everybody that attended. We're going to be doing this next week, and we're going to see what topic. Anybody that wants to come to mention something, as I said, we're going to be merging this show to begin to have guests invited. I'm going to be inviting guests to share with me. But we're going to continue with sharing. Thank you all the people that attended today. We're coming to the end at the count of 5. So at the count of 5, thank you everybody that attended today's meeting. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bye.